You ever make a decision and then days, weeks, maybe even years later, you're just stuck wondering, what if, What if I'd said something different? Or what if I'd taken that other path? Well, that feeling is completely universal. And for centuries, we've turned to one specific place to try and untangle these knots, the advice column. So today, let's dive into the hidden world behind these questions and the people who try to answer them.
So let me ask you something. Just imagine this. You're walking around, minding your own business, and you just stumble upon something incredibly valuable. Maybe it's a wallet stuffed with cash, or a diamond ring just sitting there on the sidewalk. What do? It seems like a simple question, right? But your answer can reveal a whole lot about who you are. And that actually brings us to a real-life dilemma. So there's this limo driver, and he finds a gold and diamond watch a passenger left behind. He does the honest thing. He returns it. End of story, right? Well, not exactly. Now he's totally haunted by the what-ifs. He just can't stop replaying that moment, wondering if he missed his one big shot.
Okay, so this kind of problem, a moral crossroads that's followed by these nagging second thoughts, it's the perfect fuel for one of our oldest forms of public conversation. We're talking, of course, about the world of advice.
For anyone who might not be familiar, an advice column is basically a dedicated space where people can anonymously share their problems and some writer or editor offers a solution, or at least a new way of looking at it. It's a place for all sorts of dilemmas, from little friendship squabbles to huge, life-altering choices.
And for generations, this is pretty much what it looked like. People would literally sit down, write a letter, stick it in the mail, and just hope to see their problem and a potential solution printed in the next newspaper or magazine. It was this big, shared, communal thing. But here's the thing. While the need for advice hasn't changed one bit, the way we get it definitely has. The whole format has evolved right alongside our technology. We've gone from paper to pixels to podcasts, and every single step has kind of changed the very nature of the advice we get. So this shift really happened in stages. We started with print, in newspapers and magazines, which was basically a one-to-many broadcast. Then, bam, the internet showed up, creating just countless forums for discussion. After that, the format got way more intimate with radio shows and podcasts. And today? Well, today we're even asking artificial intelligence for guidance. Seriously, the internet just blew the doors wide open. All of a sudden, instead of one Joanne for every problem, you had specialized advice for every single niche you can imagine. Got a problem at work? There's a career expert for that. The upside? You get super targeted advice. But the downside is, you might lose that one single, trusted voice that people really relied on for generations.
Then came audio. Podcasts and radio shows brought this whole new level of intimacy to the format. Now you can actually hear the emotion in someone's voice as they describe their problem, and you can listen to a host talk them through it in real time. It feels incredibly personal, almost like a conversation you get to be a part of.
But the latest leap is, wow, it's probably the most dramatic one yet. Now, you don't even need another human being. People are turning to AI for instant 24/7 advice. The upside is you get this immediate, data-driven, maybe even unbiased analysis. The trade-off? Well, it completely lacks the empathy, the lived experience, and that genuine connection that's defined advice giving for, centuries. But whether you're writing to a newspaper, a website, or an AI, there's this incredibly powerful emotion that's often driving the question in the first place. It's the engine behind so many of these stories: regret. Regret? It's that gut punch feeling of looking back and just wishing things had gone differently. We've all been there, right? It's tied to missed opportunities, to words we wish we could take back, and actions we wish we'd never taken. The language of should've and could've, well, that's the language of regret. And what's really interesting here is that regret kind of comes in two different flavors. On one side, you've got a person who regrets an action they took, like publicly asking a friend for money back and totally damaging the relationship. But on the other side, you have our limo driver who regrets an action he didn't take, that missed opportunity to sell the watch. Here it is, right in black and white. The regret here is all about doing something. This letter writer is replaying that public confrontation over and over in his head, just wishing he could undo it to save his friendship. It's a really active, painful memory. And here's the other side of that coin. The driver's regret isn't about what he did, it's about what he could have done. His mind is creating this entire alternate reality where he's a business owner, and it all stems from that one single choice. It's like the ghost of a different life. So all of this really begs the question, why are we so drawn to these stories of other people's regrets and dilemmas? It's more than just simple curiosity. When we read an advice column, we're actually doing something deeply, deeply human.
We're rehearsing for our own lives.
Okay, so let's break this down. First off, we get to learn from the mistakes of others without having to make them ourselves, which is huge. Second, it's just so validating. Seeing that other people also struggle with friendships or money makes us feel way less alone. It's also a safe space, right? We can explore these tricky moral questions from a distance. And maybe most importantly, we get to mentally role play. We ask ourselves, okay, what would I have done? It's like we're preparing ourselves for the day a similar dilemma might just land in our own lap.
So, the next time you overhear a friend's problem or scroll past a stranger's dilemma online, try not to just see it as drama. See it for what it really is: a lesson, a rehearsal, and a reflection of the complicated, messy, and totally fascinating business of being human. The only question is, what are you going to learn from it?